Anger management. That is what I'm going to talk about today. Anger is a part of life. I have seen many people who are always calm, cool, and composed. You may also know many. I hope you are also one of those cool, calm, and composed. And I assure you that I'm one of those guys who never lose temper. Never? Sorry. The word never may be an exaggeration. Let me say that I do become angry, but very, very rarely. I show my anger for a very short duration, and then I'm back to normal. There are times when the other person drives you to the wall to such an extent that despite your best efforts, despite your yogic powers, despite your regular dose of meditation, anger does explode. So I repeat that anger is a part of life. There are times the coolest people also become angry. The important thing is that we should find a way to diffuse such unpleasant situations whenever they arise, and manage our anger as well as take steps to take the wind off the bloated anger of the person on the other side. Anger has led to crumbling of families. Anger eliminated some of the greatest empires from the face of this planet. Anger has led to great employees being fired and great companies losing business. So does it mean that a leader or a manager or a supervisor should always project a smiling face all the time? Probably not possible. Even if his or her subordinates are indulging in an act of indiscipline or insubordination or doing something that is not in the interest of the organization, how can you remain so cool? The answer is that you can't be a meek spectator as a team leader in such situations, and you can formally handle them without getting angry. There may be a situation where you have to demonstrate your anger in no uncertain terms to such people. This is your duty as a leader, as a manager, at times to convey that you mean business. But mark my word, demonstrate. You need not be angry at heart and burning with fire from inside out, but you have to demonstrate your anger. You have to pretend that you are angry, and for the uncalled behavior of the other person or your employee as a team leader. This is called controlled anger. This is anger management. And after having a show of your anger for a few minutes or seconds, you got to become your original cool, calm, composed self. When you deal with somebody else in your organization over the phone, or somebody, other guest comes to you just for a conference or something, you should be able to change your behavior immediately. There are times when two managers of the same level lose their calm over some subject of mutual interest or conflict in the company. If one of them is calm and one is angry, it is manageable. But when both of them lose their temper, situation can become explosive. Once you are engulfed with anger, you cannot separate your emotions from the discussion. And that prevents the two parties to resolve their differences in a manner that is satisfactory to both sides. In such cases, if one takes the courage and shows maturity to remain calm, cool, and composed and collected, he or she is more likely to help the other person calm down as well. And once both of you are calm, a reasonable discussion can resume. If you find that things are getting worse, it may be worth to have a coffee break. Just disperse, sit down together, have a coffee. Don't talk about the topic for some time. There are some people at home or at office who are habitually irritating and keep shouting all the time. They seem to have pent-up feelings and are full of anger. How do you handle them? Simply ignore them. Just let them get it all out until they can calm themselves down. Hear from one ear and let it get out from the other ear. In a conflict, when you try to explain something to the other party, they get into a fighting mode. This becomes more serious when, through your explanation, you try to prove them wrong. Here, instead of preaching to the other party, seek their advice. Never accuse the other party. Construct your statements to focus on the problem rather on the individual having a different point of view. Both the parties should be working on the resolution of the problem rather than shouting on each other. Avoid one-upmanship syndrome in such discussions. In order to have a long-lasting relationship with the other difficult individual, let him or her have the last word. Once you have reached an understanding after a lot of hectic and hot parleys. The idea is to avoid rekindling of flames of anger and accusations. Your goal is to end the conflict and to reach an agreement, and not to prove that you are the victor and the other party is a loser. Keep your cool and ignore the little things in life. While you concentrate on your achievement, let the other party also feel that he or she won. This may help some usually angry person to give up his or her anger gradually. At least you will become expert to some extent in managing such habitual angry people. Michelle Host, in her book Wake Me Up, wrote, "It is the easiest thing in the world to be kind to someone, to show love, to forgive. You are born with this instinct. It should be your first reaction. Not violence, not anger and hatred. That is something we are taught. It is a choice you make." What a beautiful statement. In Bhagavad Gita also, Sankhya Yoga, verse 63 beautifully explains what damage the anger can cause. It says, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhrama, smriti bhrashant buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. The meaning of this is, from anger comes delusion. Delusion in turn leads to loss of memory, and loss of memory leads to loss of reason, the error in judgment, and ultimately the loss of reason. That means lack of discrimination. That ruins a person. What a beautiful statement from Bhagavad Gita. Truly speaking, we can call ourselves fully successful in our personal and professional life only when we have learned how to conquer our own anger. And conquering our anger is important if we wish to have good health, happiness, and congenial environment in our surroundings. I'm sure you will know umpteen number of cases where people had a heart attack when they had a severe fit of anger. But let us also accept that conquering anger is not that easy. It requires real self-discipline, self-analysis, and mind control. We got to say goodbye to emotions like jealousy, greed, hatred, and wrongly placed pride. Don't let a minor anger to manifest into a monster into your mind. Check it in the initial stages itself. If you get a feeling of anger popping up its head in some corner of your mind, just have a glass of water. Sip by sip. Get into mona. Mona means silence. Count from 1 to 10 or chant Om or any other God's name you believe. If not loud, maybe in your heart, and that will silence the monster of anger that was trying to raise its head. And going by how tech savvy the world is today, it won't really be a bad idea to have a funny handy video on your smartphone that you relish most. Just switch on that video and enjoy. And nothing like a good joke or a video to calm you down and cheer you up at the click of a button. So make use of these modern gadgets which you have in your pocket and change your mind, change your mood, and get rid of the anger which you have. That's all about anger management.